God gives wisdom through tribulation and suffering. I'm smarter because of jail. He wanted to teach me something.
But question, did you not ask for this life first?
Oh, absolutely.
So what came first? Was it the fact that you thirsted for a higher life, or was it that God threw you into that? Because for me, if you asked me to be a trainer, hey, I need you to train me, I'm going to put you through your test.
Oh, absolutely.
So you asked God for that.
Oh,
he
completely.
didn't just put you in that circumstance.
And that's one of the things that's very interesting. You have people who will sit at home and pray for an exceptional life. They'll say, I don't want to live a normal life. I want an exceptional life. I want a special life, a different life. And then they'll do exceptional things. They'll fly on a private jet. They'll buy a Bugatti. They'll sit in a $10 million mansion somewhere on the coast. And then cry if they end up in jail. Exceptional doesn't always mean good. Exceptional means deviate from the norm. You begged God for exceptional. A Romanian jail cell is a unique experience, just as a Bugatti on a private jet is a unique experience. If you want the experiences, there's no light without dark. You can't have both. If you're going to pray to God and ask for all these amazing things, you have to understand there's an equal and opposite force, and you will pay the price.
And here's a beautiful thing. Let me backtrack that one line you just said. You could pray for something, but remember, there's two people on the phone listening to your prayers.
Yeah. I like that.
And here's the craziest part. You know when who's giving it to you.
Yep. You know. Deep in your heart, you can feel it.
Oh, of course you can feel it. You're lying to me if you say you can't feel it.
And you know what? Maybe that's where I'm self-reflecting. We're talking about being vulnerable. I'll be vulnerable. Maybe that's actually where a lot of my motivation comes from, despite the fact I think I'm genuinely putting my life and my livelihood in danger by speaking so much truth against the matrix is, if I was getting all of this money and all of this fame and I wasn't talking about God and doing good for the world, I'd be very sure the devil was giving it to me. I'd feel it. I'd feel cheap. I'd feel dirty, and I would feel anxious. Like, okay, I've got this fame. What am I doing for the world? Okay, I may be entertaining. I may get some views. I may get some clicks. But what am I giving the people who believe in me? Am I scamming them? Am I hurting them? Are they getting better? What am I doing for the people who know my name? Am I just taking all this shit from the devil and I'm not giving anything back? Am I actually making anyone feel better about themselves? And then you sit there and realize that, yeah, you are. You're taking it from the devil, and you'll pay the price tenfold with your soul. This is why I sit and find the bravery to think, I'm currently on bail in the middle of a judicial process inside of the country we are sitting in right now. I've been advised by all legal counsel to not do podcasts. Here I am doing a podcast. Why? Because I know people will listen to it and I can give a good message out there, and I believe that I can drive people in a holy direction, regardless of which religion, whether they choose Christianity or Islam. I believe there will be people who watch this and decide to believe in God. That's worth it to me. And then the money I'm achieving 10 years from now, whatever, I know it came from me trying to do the right thing. I didn't scam people on crypto. I didn't sell shit to kids. I didn't do none of that stuff. That is from the devil, and you will pay the price for that. You can't, there's no light without dark. You can't just go through life robbing banks and think you're going to get away with it.
I got a parable for you that's in the Bible, and I think this kind of relates to you a little bit. But before I say that, can I, and be honest with me, do you feel like in your heart that if you did not do that for God, or if you did not do it, you feel like it's going to be taken away from you?
Yes.
There's a parable in the Bible. And I'm going to rephrase it, so I want people to go read it, because I'm going to most likely not do it justice. But I'm going to speak in a way that people can understand. We'll say a king comes up to 3 servants. He goes, I'm going to give you 4 pieces of gold. Or no, crops. We'll say crops, right? 4 crops for you, 2 crops for you, 1 crop for you. Go, plant your fields. The one with 4 goes, awesome. Look what God gave me. Boom, boom, boom. And he made it like so much. The second one who had 2, he goes, wow, he gave me 2. Boom, 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 boom. And I did it. Okay. The one who has 1 goes, oh man, I don't want to mess up with the one thing that he gave me. I'm going to give the other guys like 4 and then 3. And then I'm going to mess this up. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hide it. I'm going to hide it. And then when God comes back, I'm like, hey man, I didn't lose it. Look, I have it right here. You know what God did? He cursed him. He said, give it to me. And he gave it to the one who could multiply it. Because at the end, he thought that all of the glory was because of him. But he should have known that if it did well, it was going to be for God, so there was no failing. You have to go out and know that everything was given to you, and it's a privilege to be in the chair that you're in.
Absolutely.
To have that voice that you have that could tune into so many of these kids' ears,
yep. There's
a responsibility that you're holding. I truly think the next journey that you're going to have is a spiritual one.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Oh, and you're completely right. And when you asked me the question that I said yes to, the reason I said yes is, if God gave me this platform and then I acted a coward and I was afraid to talk because of the matrix or because they came for me or because I'll lose my money or because they'll lock me up, I would pay for that cowardice.
He would give it to the one who's not a coward.
He'd give it to the man who's not a coward, which might be the reason he gave it to me in the first place. Because I was the one who was standing up fighting against all this shit earlier on. I was the one who did it. I was the one who went nuts.
And I think that's why you were boasted in pride, because at the moment he's like, I'm not going to remove that from him just yet.
Yeah.
Because that's what's fueling him.
Yeah.
Regardless, I need him to do that job.
Yeah.